they keep you around now that Red Arrow's joined up? And what if they learn the truth about the family ties you've worked so hard to hide?
Absolutely not.
Pep talk, Dad. We should have these family reunions more often.
Wait, what? What?
You belong with us.
That's her dad? Oh my God. My brain hurts. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Cave Chronicles. This one exclusive to episode 23, or as I like to call it, what the hell was that? Because once again, in another episode, and I know I've said this in the last couple episodes, but it bears repeating. Once again, we have another episode of Young Justice that absolutely blows my mind. An episode full of twists and turns that I could not possibly have predicted. Now, I'm sure some of you who may have seen this show before might be wondering, how did you not predict this or that or this other thing would happen? And to be honest with you, I have no idea. This show continues to just lead me in one direction, and I have all these theories going this way, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, psych, it's actually going this way. This is actually what's happening. And it's honestly, it's one of my favorite things about this show. It's the thing I actually love the most. It's the classic bait and switch, the moments that you think you know exactly how things are going, and this show, in its beautifully elegant writing, consistently finds ways to surprise you. And episode 23 was no different. Now we're going to talk about episode 23, specifically one of the biggest reveals, one of the biggest things that absolutely blew my mind, and my newly revamped theories as to where I feel like the last 3 episodes of this series in this season are going. But before we get into that, if you enjoy this episode, you already know what to do. Dropping a like on this video really helps out the channel. If you want to see this episode in its entirety and my reactions, the full uncut version can be found over on my Patreon. The link is in my bio if you want to check it out. It's completely free to everybody who, you know, supports these videos over here on YouTube side. So thank you so much for your love and your support. It really does mean the world. And without further ado, let's get into the breakdown. So episode 23, it covers the new addition to the team, that being Red Arrow, and a lot of the tumultuous relationship that seems to exist between Artemis and Red Arrow. Artemis feels a need to kind of it feels like she has something massive that she's hiding in this episode, but it also feels like she feels like Red Arrow kind of threatens her position on the team. And I love the moment that she has with Wally, where Wally tells her that she's basically cemented herself on this team. She's made her own way. She doesn't have to prove herself. Red Arrow is an addition, not a replacement. And I love that Wally was kind of the one to provide that. And before we get into the big points of this episode, I do want to say, in episode 23, you continue to see massive growth from Wally. He was always the jokester, kind of the jester of the group, and over the last couple episodes he's really proven himself. He saved an entire freaking country, and now he's fully somewhere down the line fully experienced puberty, and homeboy has the ultimate riz. It's quite impressive. But all throughout the time watching this episode, I felt like there was a tension that was brewing ever since Red Arrow came into the fold. Now, we always known throughout the season that Red Arrow did not trust Artemis, and for most of the season we knew Artemis was hiding something. Now, it's questionable whether or not she was the mole. I've thought throughout this entire season that she was the mole, and she's been, kind of in cahoots in the background, but not necessarily by her own doing, right? Maybe not even in a way that she realized she was doing, but it felt like my theory was that she had relationship ties, whether it be to Cheshire Cat or some sort of unforeseen loyalty to someone that we hadn't seen yet, that was forcing her to kind of betray the team. But at the same time, she was still trying to protect her people in the Young Justice Squad, and she was kind of pulled in 2 different directions. That was my theory. Fast forwarding to this episode, specifically at the very end, when we find out something that now that I know, I don't know how I didn't guess it before. We've seen Sportsmaster a number of times throughout this season, and for some reason, he's a character, a villain, that seems, for the most part, relatively unremarkable, right? But somehow, some way, the guy keeps escaping, and he's always out and about, and we've seen him a number of times over the course of this season. Never in my mind did I think that even throughout watching this episode, what they were going to reveal. Even when they show his face for the first time, which I didn't realize at the time was the first time we'd actually seen Taskmaster or Sportsmaster's face. Even then, when that happened, I was so involved in the plot and everything that was happening between Red Arrow, Artemis, the team, their mission, that I never processed seeing his face for the first time, and that was the first time that we saw his face. And I went through the whole episode and I never guessed it. I watched scene after scene of Artemis seemingly throwing purposefully, like when she was supposed to shoot the tracker on Sportsmaster, and just was like, he's out of range, I can't do it, right? Red Arrow did it simply. Even then, I never guessed it. When I realized that she put a tracker on the train to push the team in a different direction, I never guessed it. It wasn't until it was literally spelled out in front of me when she says it to her dad. Her dad is Sportsmaster. I never guessed it. How did I never guess it? Why did I never guess it? All these moments that have been brought in front of us, and I never guessed it. I feel like I failed you guys. I feel like I have failed myself. My ability to predict what is about to happen could not be more wrong. I thought that her loyalties were to Cheshire Cat. Never did I think for a second that she might have had a father that we've seen multiple times, that was a villain that they faced multiple times. Never did I think that when his face showed up in this episode and I saw Artemis's face light up as kind of like shock, never did I think that was because that was the first time they had seen her father's face. Never did I think that. Never did I think that her ability to throw was potentially in an effort for her to take them down herself, but also in an effort that she's trying to not be the one to have to like arrest them. You know what I mean? Or put them in prison. So she's like trying to protect them, but at the same time trying to protect her team and also trying to protect herself. When you think about it, Artemis has had probably the most stressful season of anybody because Homegirl is working double, not or even triple duty to try to protect the team, herself, her secret identity, her secret life, and her secret ties, while also protecting her criminal family. It's a lot. Homegirl has been stressed, and I can see why she was the way that she was at the beginning of the season, and I almost have a lot more empathy for her, but I also have a lot of questions. I'm curious exactly what's happening. Why is she protecting them? What ties does she have to them that binds her this unforeseen loyalty that she has to kind of protect them? Maybe I'm completely wrong again. You know what? Everything I said, just forget about it. Maybe I'm wrong once again, and I am completely off track. But you know what? In 3 episodes, we're about to find out, or at least I am, what all of this means, what this has all been about, and where is it leading as we go into season 2. Guys, I have so many questions, but I will say that the reveal that her father is Sportsmaster was almost as big as the reveal, if not bigger, than the reveal that Superboy has a clone, that Lex Luthor is Superboy's father, that McGann is secretly, being blackmailed into working with Queen Bee, that McGann is also a white Martian. Like, so many random, big reveals have been dropped over the last episode. My brain is melting. My brain is literally melting. I don't know how we go into the last 3 episodes without me going full comatose, because I don't know, but I'm excited. And every episode we get closer and closer, I get a little bit more nervous as to what exactly is about to happen next. But you know what? One thing I can be sure, one theory that I'm 100% sure of, is that my brain is going to melt from it. That is 100% without question going to happen. But I don't know. Anyway, guys, this wasn't as much of a breakdown as it was of a rant, but that is just something I needed to get off my chest. Consider this a diary entry into my time watching Young Justice. And thank you for letting me rant to you guys. Thank you for hearing me out, because this episode really blew my mind. All the things that happened in this episode, oh gosh, it was so good. This was a 10 out of 10 episode, in my opinion. I haven't given too many of those out. Episode 16 was a 10 out of 10. I think I may have given Wally's episode 20, I may have given that a 9.5. It was close. It was close to a 10. There are very few episodes this season that have been perfect 10s in my book. Just my opinion. And this is definitely one of them. The action, the story, the tension, the buildup, the climax, the reveal, all of it happening in the perfect cadence, one after another, leaving you on the edge of your seat while also still leaving you scratching your head at the very end. They gave you just enough and tipped you over without giving you too much, and still leaving you with questions about what's going to happen next. I'm floored by this show. I'm floored by episode 23. This was fantastic. Guys, we're heading into episode 24. Then we have 25 and 26, the finale. I'm trying to figure out how we potentially could watch 26 together as a unit, as a family, as fans of Young Justice. I'm considering risking it and watching it over on Twitch. Trying to figure out a day that we could do that. I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in. If you would want me to do a live reaction to episode 26, all you gotta do is drop a comment down in the comment section letting me know you want to see that, or do you want a recorded version, right, where I can give you my thoughts and feelings and things like that. Let me know in the comments. If you guys do end up wanting that, we may end up just risking it and saying, you know what, let's do it. We'll see. But yeah, I'm excited about this, man. I'm really looking forward to this, to the next episode. Episode 23 really left me in shock, though. It really did. It's to the point where I'm still questioning so much of what I saw, and so excited about what I have yet to see. If you guys do enjoy the content, you already know what to do. Drop a like on this video. I really enjoy doing these kind of complimentary episodes with you guys, talking about each episode a little bit more in depth. And yeah, I can't wait to share my thoughts, feelings, emotions, and confusion about episode 24. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new here, if you'd like to become a part of the ultimate watch party. And if you have an interest in watching each of the episodes, full live uncut reactions, you already know what to do. My Patreon link is linked in the bottom. Thank you all so much for the support, and I will see you in the next episode.